संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. So today, as you know, we are celebrating, so to say. Celebration means we have a small narration sort of thing of what happened on 1st January. That is celebrated as the, in the Ramakrishna order, that is celebrated as the Kalpataru day. So Kalpataru means the wish fulfilling tree. There is supposed to be a mythical tree that when you go below that tree, whatever you ask for is granted. So on this day, why is it named Kalpataru day? Because on this day, Sri Ramakrishna, as it were, became the wish fulfilling tree. So when you go below that tree, you don't make any effort to get what you want. No, you just ask and it is given. So no self-effort is necessary. So here, what happened? Here the same thing happened in the spiritual realm. He did not ask devotees to do sadhana, he did not ask them to do tapasya, he did not ask them to do anything. They just asked for his grace for higher states of spiritual experience which are obtained by births and births of sadhana. They just asked and he gave. So that in that way he became the wish fulfilling tree. Without any effort, devotees got the highest benefit, spiritual benefit which human beings can attain. So what happened that day we'll be discussing, because some people may not be aware of the events in detail. So the setting is Sri Ramakrishna has been detected with that disease which took him away from the earth, that is the throat cancer. And he became terribly emaciated, just skin and bones, because he could hardly eat anything, he could hardly drink also, such terrible pain. And very difficult for many people to think that this sort of person, so sick, so frail, how can he be a great saint, or even his disciples are calling him an incarnation of God. So people naturally began to doubt. But only a few still had that tremendous faith. And among those few were, of course, one was Naren and Thakur's other monastic disciples, and one very important name as regards complete faith in Sri Ramakrishna when we discuss, the name which cannot be omitted is of Girish Chandra Ghosh. Sri Ramakrishna himself said that he had more than 100% faith. So only these few dared to see the presence of an incarnation of the age, even in the decaying body of Sri Ramakrishna. And their burning faith and devotion kept the spirits of others also high. So it was not a very cheerful circumstances, They were sad. Many people knew that this disease cannot be cured. So all in all, it was sort of gloomy picture. What to do now? How can he be cured? Can he be cured at all? What will happen to us after he has gone? All these thoughts were there. But amidst this gloom, Sri Ramakrishna brought the blessed moment of what is called theophany. What is that? That is the revelation of the power of an incarnation of God. So although he has such terrible pain, unbearable pain, but still transcending above the physical sufferings, he on this day stood before his devotees and revealed, so to say, the divinity, the power which was capable of giving them everything and lifting them to such tremendous heights of spiritual realization, which was very, very rare for anybody. So this is the thing. So just I will quote what happened that day. I will quote in original Bengali, just a few lines. It is a summing up of what happened. So Akshay Kumar, you know that he has written the whole life of Ramakrishna in poem. I mean, it is unthinkable, unbelievable, that work. So he says, when he describes that day's events, he says, Prathomo Divosho Aji Novo Boroshete. Today is the first year of the year, first day of the year. Ekadashi Tithi Aji Hinduder Mote. Means it was the Ekadashi according to the lunar calendar. প্রভুর প্রতিজ্ঞা ছিল শুনো বিবরণ. Bivaran means vivaran. You hear about what happened, detail. What? Prabhur Pratigya means Sri Ramakrishna had vowed, he had told before that now nobody recognizes the divinity which is in this body. But before going, before I leave, I will do something. What will he do? In Bengali it is said, ভাঙ্গিব হাড়ি যাইব যখন হাটেতে ভাঙ্গিব হাড়ি. Hadi means pot. So I will break the pot open before I go. Means what? It is the, suppose someone is carrying some nice dishes from the market in a pot and he doesn't want anybody to know. People will ask, no, give me also, give me also. But the pot slips from the person's hand, falls and breaks open. So everybody can see, oh, this is all nice things he is going to eat today. So, means the secret has been revealed. So, Bhangibo Hari means I will reveal the secret. The great secret that God has been born as Sri Ramakrishna. সেই হাড়ি ভাঙা রং আজিকার দিনে কিভাবে ভাঙিল হাড়ি শুনো এক মনে. এক মনে, ek man se, just with one concentrated mind. Now listen. How Sri Ramakrishna broke the pot, means how he revealed his divinity on this blessed day. So we will hear, it's a long narration, but we will, within the time we have. So first, Daya will read. You want the printout?
No, I don't.
So Daya will nowadays nobody wants anything except the phone. Everything is on the whole world is on the phone. If you ask for searching for God, they will first take out the phone. So now we will see what precipitated this Sri Ramakrishna's overwhelming mercy. What was which devotee said something which completely broke Sri Ramakrishna's bonds of, the boundary of compassion, so to say. What happened in the beginning which led to this tremendous showering of grace. Okay. Now loudly but slowly.
Okay. It was 1st January 1886. Only 2 weeks ago, Sri Ramakrishna had been brought to the Kashipur garden. So long bedridden, the master felt for the first time a desire to take a walk below in the garden. It was 3 p.m. Dressed in a red bordered cloth, a shirt, a wrapper also with a red border, a cap covering the ears. and a pair of slippers. Ramakrishna came down from upstairs along with Latu. Naren and others were sleeping as they had kept vigil the previous night. The householder devotees who could not come very often to the master due to their domestic preoccupations were present in large numbers, as it was a holiday on account of New Year's Day. As the master came down unexpectedly into the garden, the lay devotees came forward in joy to greet and accompany him.
Lay devotees means householder devotees. All the monastics were in that building because the whole night they were doing some, either vigil or they were serving Sri Ramakrishna another way. So all of them were either dusting, cleaning, or they were resting. So here the speciality is, it is a day especially for the householder devotees because only they receive this grace. That is why you see, if you go to Kashipur on this day, people start lining up from maybe 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in that cold. They will keep standing. A huge line is there. Without seeing, you cannot believe.
Latu returned to clean and rearrange the bedding of the master. There was a freshness and joy in the minds of all at this recovery of the master.
Because some homeopathic medicine had been given, it was actually lycopodium. So because of that, there was a little improvement in his health. So people maybe thought miracle may happen, he may recover. So there was hope.
It was Girish Chandra Ghosh, the symbol of faith, who precipitated the historic moment.
So this started, what Girish, one line which he said from the innermost heart, with complete faith, that brought about that compassion in Sri Ramakrishna.
Girish was talking with Ramachandra Datta and other devotees under a mango tree. For the last few months, despite Sri Ramakrishna's illness, Girish was openly declaring to others that the Master was the latest incarnation of God on earth. Sri Ramakrishna came along the way to where Girish and others were sitting and asked Girish, Girish, what have you seen in me which makes you say so many things publicly in glorification of me before one and all?
So this was the question. That Girish, what are you seeing in this body? You see emaciated, I am suffering so much, I can't eat, and you are telling that this person is God. What have you seen? So why did Sri Ramakrishna ask this? Naturally, we can only guess whether he was trying to, test Girish, that how much faith he has, what will he say on this occasion. So suppose such personality like Sri Ramakrishna is asking, what have you seen in me? Now, how can you describe what you see in a person, what greatness you see in a person? It is very difficult to put into words. So anybody else would have been, dumb. What shall I say about your greatness, etc., etc. It is impossible to describe. But Girish was also Girish, one of the greatest playwrights in India ever born. He was a genius, and moreover, he had tremendous faith. So what he said is also absolutely only he could say. So what did he say? Let us see.
With great devotion, Girish, who was the very embodiment of faith, at once stood up, came near the master, and fell at his feet. Then, with folded hands and a voice choked with emotion, he said, what more can I say about him, even a fraction of whose Vyasa and Valmiki miserably failed to express in their immortal epics and Puranas?
So even a fraction of whose one word is missing, glory. So this reply, you can say that is the best reply which could have been given. That you are asking me to describe your greatness, and I have 100% faith that you are God in human form. Hmm. So what you are asking me to do is impossible for me. Why? Even the great sages, Vyasa is supposed to have written the Bhagavata Purana, that is the life and life of Sri Krishna, and Valmiki, of course, you know. So, such a wonderful reply he gave that even these great sages who are revered through centuries, they could not describe your glories with their tremendous realizations, tremendous intelligence. So, you are asking me, I'm just an ordinary person. How can I even think of doing what you are asking? So it was said with so much faith, not just by reading some book. It was Girish's inner realization. So this one sentence, with such tremendous sincerity, that opened the floodgates.
With these words of fervent faith, a visible change came in Sri Ramakrishna. In front of the devotees, he now stood radiant and through Girish addressed the gathering of these lay devotees. What more shall I say to you? Be illumined. Hardly had he spoken these words when he went into Samadhi. The words uttered out of deep compassion immediately brought a divine awakening in all present. At once, all of them fell at the Master's feet, took the holy dust off his feet, and rent the sky shouting, Glory to Sri Ramakrishna.
So even just this compassion of the Master, it was said with reciprocating Girish's faith, so to say. The Master was that tremendous, that power was manifested in that one sentence of the Master, that blessing. That itself created such an atmosphere, and there was such tremendous joy and a rise in devotion in their hearts that they fell at his feet and began to some even worshipped him. Yeah. Then what happened? See.
Out of a mood of divine grace, Sri Ramakrishna now began to bless the devotees, one after the other, with his divine touch. This brought an instant transfiguration in them. Some of them looked at him spellbound. Some of them saw a light or effulgence. Some felt the onrush of spiritual power in them, while some others, unable to bear the overflowing joy, began to move restlessly and call loudly to all within the house to come and get the Master's divine touch. Some others even collected flowers and worshipped the Master with them, uttering various mantras. Sharat and
So
Latu.
these are Sharat and Latu are monastic disciples, Swami Sardananda and Swami Adbhutananda. So they heard everything. They were working in the Master's room, cleaning and all. And they were also seeing what was happening. But they continued doing that. So some persons later asked them that you are seeing this Master is showering his grace, so why didn't you come running down? So one of them, I don't exactly remember the reply. Either that monastic disciple said or maybe somebody else said, but why would they come? Why would we come? We had already got everything from the Master. Yeah. They had all got that supreme realization, so to say.
Sharat and Latu heard the calls and saw the whole scene from above. But they continued doing their assigned tasks, thus renouncing their share of the divine joy which was being distributed. The moment of theophany overwhelmed them too. Sharat wrote later of those blessed moments. The devotees forgot time and space, forgot the disease of the Master, forgot their previous determination not to touch him till he recovered, and were aware only of that extraordinary divine being. Out of sympathy for them in their plight, feeling excruciating pain at their misery and overflowing with compassion for them, had come down from heaven and called them affectionately to him for giving protection, like a mother sheltering her children against all ills by granting them shelter on her lap. God once again revealed himself through the human body of Sri Ramakrishna. The divine feast was suddenly thrown open to the hungry seekers of divinity, and now they came running.
So one such, we have got descriptions from the devotees themselves. We are very lucky. Not all of them described, but some of them later described what they experienced. So one of them was very close devotee of the master, Vaikuntanath Sanyal.
Vaikuntanath Sanyal, who was so long pressing Sri Ramakrishna for the divine grace, was blessed with his divine touch. As a result of it, he wrote, "A great revolution took place in my mind. I saw the figure of the Master light up with a gracious smile in the sky, in the houses, trees, plants, men, and in whatever else I looked at. Besides himself, with an unspeakable joy, he cried to Sharat and Latu on the roof, O you all, wherever you be, come without delay." The vision of his beloved master in everything continued for some days, even throughout his waking state.
So many other descriptions are there. Naturally, we cannot read all of them. Some others are there, of course, not many. So we will carry this with another description by the great devotee Ramchandra Datta. Before that, we can have one song. হৃদয় গোমুখী হইতে করুণা গঙ্গা বহিয়া যায়। হৃদয় গোমুখী হইতে করুণা গঙ্গা বহিয়া যায়। এসো ছুটে এসো, কে আছো মানব শুষ্ক কণ্ঠ পিপাসায়। বঙ্গ হৃদয় গোমুখী হইতে।
Ramachandra Datta, blessed with the divine touch on that day, wrote, "We saw that our master had turned into the Kalpataru." How do you say that in other way? I think
You just say Kalpataru?
Kalpataru. The wish-fulfilling tree. We became intoxicated with joy. Whomever we found in front of us, we brought to the Master, and he blessed them. We realized that such a rare moment may not come in our life. Frantically, we ran hither and thither in search of anyone and everyone to be blessed, until there was none left out. With the loud chantings in the name of Ramakrishna, the sky began to resonate. The devotees began to make a shower of flowers. A sea of divine bliss welled up. Ramachandra went out running and told Navgopal Ghosh, "Well, what are you doing, sir? The master has turned into Kalpataru today. Go there. Hurry up, please. If you have desire for something, ask for it right now." Excited, Ghosh ran towards the master, fell at his feet, and said, "What will happen to me, sir?" The master asked him if he could do a little spiritual practice or even a little of japa on the beads a number of times daily. Ghosh surrendered and said that he could do neither because of the heavy load of his worldly duties. The master then asked, "Well, can you take my name a little?" "That I can do, no doubt," he replied. Pleased, the master blessed him with the words, "That will be enough. You will not have to do anything further." Ramlal, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, was struggling to have the full vision of his chosen deity in meditation, but so long he could not succeed. He too now came running. The master removed the wrapper from his body and slowly passed his hands on his chest, saying, "Now have a good look." At once an illumination overwhelmed him. He said later, "Ah, what a beauty! What a splendor of light! No sooner had the master touched me that day than the form of my chosen ideal appeared suddenly from head to foot in the lotus of my heart and moved and looked benign and effulgent." Girish virtually dragged the cook Ganguly from the kitchen and placed him at the feet of the master, who bestowed his grace on him. Harmohan Mitra, another devotee, was similarly brought before him, and the master touched him, saying, "Today let it be." One of the most blessed was Haranchandra Das, for as soon as he bowed down at the master's feet, the master placed his lotus feet on Haran's head. It was only on a few occasions that the master used to bestow his grace in this way. Haran used to celebrate an annual festival in memory of the grace the master bestowed on him on this occasion. As Sri Ramakrishna was now returning to his room, Akshay Kumar Sen came running. The master placed his right hand on his chest, saying, "Be awakened," and muttered a holy mantra into Akshay's ear. A powerful divine force welled up within him. He felt blessed but could hardly stand the great upsurge of the spiritual emotion, which violently began to convulse his body and turned him virtually into a heap of twisted limbs. He experienced a profound bliss and shed profuse tears of joy. Atul Krishna Ghosh and Kishori Roy came. The master blessed them. Bhai Bhupati came and prayed for Samadhi. The master was all grace that day and said, "You will have Samadhi." Upendranath Mukhopadhyay came and prayed for material prosperity. The master said, "You will have wealth." He did have wealth but never forgot the master, the giver of his prosperity.
অরূপ সায়রে লীলালোহরী উঠিল মৃদুল করুণাময় অরূপ সায়রে লীলালোহরী আদি অন্তহীন অখণ্ডে বিলীন আদি অন্তহীন অখণ্ডে বিলীন মায়ায় ধরিলে মানব কায় অরূপ সায়রে লীলালোহরী So what happened now? The significance. Now we just read first. In first part we read what precipitated this. Second part we read different experiences of devotees. Now, what is the significance of this incident? That we will hear.
Sri Ramakrishna's prediction that I will cast my whole secret to the winds came finally true. Some of the devotees, while returning home after this self revelation, wondered how is it possible that the Master's frail frame, his ailing body, could contain the self of a God man with such wondrous powers? But there were others who realized that this is how God descends through human forms, out of sheer compassion for men suffering in the worldly bondages, and then gives them just out of love the blessings of divine grace and freedom from fear. M wrote later, the Master stood like one of those fruit sellers who bring their fruits to the marketplace, bargain at the first about the prices, but then toward the sunset, when the market is about to close, give away the fruits indiscriminately. Sometimes, after this incident, the Master one day asked Ram, tell me why, although you speak all these of me as an incarnation of God, etc., there is this cancer in the throat. Why is there this emaciated body? Ah, how much of beauty, knowledge, and miraculous power Sri Gauranga had, and I have none. And why I had to leave Dakshineshwar. Deeply moved to these words of the Master, Ram answered, yes, Lord, my childhood, I have heard about the physical beauty and the divine powers of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Gauranga, and Christ. I also heard you were just a saint, but today I realize that you have occupied the seat in my heart, which was meant for the Almighty. How much I tried to remove you from the blessed seat and install God there, but all the worldly intelligence, knowledge, and decisions of men have failed to dislodge you from that blessed spot. Therefore, what else can I do? I am compelled to call you as God. On another occasion, Ram spoke about Master with the same devotion. Lord, do we not see openly how men without devotion, prayers, ostracities, even the downright scoundrels are changing into divine blessings? Shall we mistake you even after seeing these incidents? From the day you have come out of Dakshineshwar, common people have been blessed. In the form of diseased man, thou hast blessed thousands by allowing them to have your blessed vision. Sri Ramakrishna asked none of the fortunate souls to worship this God, read that book, or visit this place of pilgrimage or that. He brought to them at once what one achieves through birth of austerity. The final awakening of the divine consciousness, the blessed day of 1 January, has since then been immortalized in the minds of these devotees. It was as his monastic disciple Sardananda said, the day of self-revelation of Master, or the bestowal of freedom from fear on all devotees by revealing himself.
আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে, আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে, গাহো গাহো রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম, গাহো গাহো রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম, গাহো রে জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম, গাহো রে জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম। রাম কৃষ্ণ নামে রাম কৃষ্ণ প্রেমে, রাম কৃষ্ণ নামে রাম কৃষ্ণ প্রেমে, মাতিয়া উঠুক ধরাধাম, মাতিয়া উঠুক ধরাধাম, গাহো রে জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম, গাহো রে জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম। সেই কৃষ্ণ বিশ্বগুরু রামকৃষ্ণ যে রাম, সেই কৃষ্ণ বিশ্বগুরু রামকৃষ্ণ একাধারে শ্যামা শিব শ্যাম, একাধারে শ্যামা শিব শ্যাম। গাওরে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম। হরিতে ভুভার প্রেম অবতার, হরিতে ভুভার প্রেম অবতার। প্রভু রামকৃষ্ণ গুণধাম, প্রভু রামকৃষ্ণ গুণধাম। গাওরে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাওরে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম। আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে, আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে গাও গাও রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাও গাও রামকৃষ্ণ নাম। গাও রে জয় জয়